After a successful climbing day in the Robben Noordbos in North Holland, the Netherlands, it was time to take the climbing monkeys to the next level. We were going to organize a climbing weekend abroad, specifically in Germany. The question remained for a while as to which region, and it turned out to be Saarland and the surrounding areas. A list was compiled of no fewer than 50 caches in Germany, France and Luxembourg. The list contained a bit of everything: caves, high descents, lost places and high climbing experiences. Overnight stays were arranged, hotels were booked and stickers were printed. The enthusiasm grew steadily in the group chat. We were there together with Vince. We were there with Peter and Joya. On Friday, right after breakfast, the first day, we started with a cache that we were really eager to do, half an hour east of Saarbrücken. This was a cache inside a viaduct. On the way there, we had already driven over it, and boy, was that thing high. But how did we get there? Eventually, we found the right path, and armed with a ladder, headed towards it. We had to go higher and higher through the woods, and eventually we climbed into the viaduct. It was surreal to walk inside here and hear the cars driving over you. We were able to open a few hatches and climb down. And then we stood face to face with a 75-meter drop. What an experience. This was the first of a total of 7 caches we did on the first day. The viaduct cache was not in Germany. Before driving out of Germany, we tackled a cache that hasn't been found for over a year. It wasn't too nerve-wracking. It involved just a 5-meter rappel down to a bridge support. Peter quickly got his hands on the cache. After that, we drove into France. We stopped in the middle of some fields where a cave was supposed to be. After contacting the cache owner, we realized we were in the wrong spot and received the correct coordinates. What an incredibly cool cave. It was kilometers deep and there were even cars inside. The cool cave air was a welcome relief because outside it was 40 degrees hot. There's a cache called Dark Desire. Dark Desire had been high on our list of targets, yet we almost forgot to actually include it. For this one, we crawled into a fort. After navigating a few corridors, we came across a staircase that descended a full 40 meters. We continued through the passages until we encountered standing water. We put on our suits and waded across to the other side. There we found another staircase leading 40 meters up. We found the cache, but there was no exit that way, so we had to head back the same way we came. What an experience. Afterwards, we returned to Germany to climb a viaduct about 4 meters high. Things didn't go entirely smoothly there, because some things got stuck at the top, so we needed to go climb back, but we managed to get everything back safely in the end. After dinner, we did another rappel of a large bridge. This one was much trickier than the previous one, but we eventually secured the cache. We wrapped up the day in the woods after it got dark, but with nothing left to find. We decided to call it a night. We started day 2 with an incredibly cool cache. We drove to a viaduct and from a distance we could already tell. It was high. We parked nearby and walked onto the viaduct. When we reached the spot where we were supposed to rappel, we looked down and saw a drop of about 40 to 50 meters, 10 meters above the ground. There were blocks built into the viaduct structure that you could stand on and walk between. We soon realized we had to backtrack a bit to access them. We climbed down and quickly found the cache. Afterwards, I climbed back up and enjoyed the magnificent view. There was another cool upside cache nearby, but it turned out to be a 5-kilometer walk away. It was too hot for that by then. However, the little sister of that cache was right where we had parked, so we decided to do that one instead. It was just a 1.5 meter rappel, and you were there. It was midday and well over 30 degrees, so a cool change of pace was welcome. We headed towards a cache located in a WW1 tunnel. That tunnel proved hard to find. We made our way through woods and thorns, down hills, and finally arrived. We propped the ladder against the wall and walked through the cool tunnel. We found the cache quickly. After a fun photo shoot, we headed back to the car. At the next cache location, we were standing under the right tree, but we decided we weren't gonna do this one because it already had taken up too much time. We drove on to the next cache and parked the car there. To reach this cache, we had to cross a small stream. Once there, we climbed the ladder and quickly grabbed the cache. After dinner, we drove to an old bunker, a cool abandoned site deep in the woods. Naturally, we simply drove our cars into the woods, something we later discovered wasn't allowed. Just as we found the cache, a forest ranger was waiting by our cars, so we had to make a quick exit. The final cache of the day was also located deep in the woods. Since it was starting to get chilly, we walked a fair distance to reach it. There was a bunker here too, but we didn't have to go inside. Instead, we had to rappel from the top of the bunker to a halfway point. It was only an 8-meter rappel, but the position of the sun and the onset of twilight made for a stunning sight. It was truly a beautiful day. On the final day, having depleted much of our energy due to the heat of the previous days, we started an hour later in the area around Trier in Germany. We discovered a cache there by the Baron of Munchausen titled True Lies. Afterward, we headed to a stunning nature reserve where we parked our cars beneath a massive viaduct. From there we hiked up the mountain, having to search a bit for the right spot. Once at the spot, we had to figure out the best way to secure yourself. Eventually, we all descended the rock face to reach a small cave. We enjoyed the view there before climbing back up. Back at the parking lot, we chatted for a while before deciding to head home. What an incredible experience we had. Although the heat limited the number of caches we could find, the quality of the ones we did visit was absolutely amazing. We won't soon forget this weekend and look forward to our next adventures. If you want to see those adventures, please like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.